two women two moms, and they're mama bears. You never poke a mama bear because they will tear you apart. And what General Flynn said about this is, 2% of the passionate, purposeful people will defeat the 98% 100% of the time. Am I right? Well, these two ladies are going to spearhead the revolution to get our children out of masks. And I'm going to ask you to support them. So I want to introduce Emily and Kimberly, the passionate mama bears that are fighting for their children's health. Come on up, ladies. Let's go right up here. Come on. Everybody try to focus in on the faces of these beautiful children. And make sure that you get the message that tyrants and the rise of the medical police state is harming our children. And they're doing it from no basis. They have no basis in science. 72 low-level studies on hamster cages and hair salon owners is not enough basis to counter the 100 years of high-level science that I'll talk about in brief in a minute. But I want you to hear their stories, because these stories are pouring out everywhere. We got hundreds of emails yesterday after I picked a fight with the Edmond, Oklahoma superintendent. Today I would like to pick a fight with the Deer Creek superintendent. And every superintendent that is nonsensically harming our children, that is masking our children. You don't have a medical license. I do! It is illegal for you, superintendent bureaucrat, to be forcing masks on our children. It's illegal, and it's unconstitutional, and the emergency is over because it never was an emergency for our children. So listen. Emily, tell us your story, and then Kimberly, I'm going to ask you to do the same thing.
Sure. I just want to start by thanking every single one of you who approached me with kindness and support and offering your prayers for my little girl and the prayers for the children around this nation who are suffering right now because of the mask mandate that they have been put under. So I just want to start by saying that, and I also want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ who brought me here today, because it is divine intervention that I am here today. Thankfully, Matthew, the kind gentleman from Thrive Time, called me like a couple weeks ago. The tickets were sold out, and I said, oh, please, if there's anything that comes open, please give me a call, thinking, yeah, right. But I prayed, and lo and behold, Matthew called me back and said, you just happen to have 2 tickets come open. I'm not sure how that happened. And I said, that was God. So that's why we are here today, and so, yeah, it's by divine appointment we are here. A little bit about my daughter. She's in special education, as I said yesterday, and because she is, I tried to get a medical exemption. That was denied. They said her disability has to be directly connected to the mask wearing. So I did a religious exemption, which is the state of Iowa law. So therefore, they retaliated by saying she needs to wear a shield. We're going to put a plexiglass barrier in front of her, and she has to keep 6 feet distance from everyone in the school. During lunch, during recess, all the time. And so she is facing emotional trauma right now. I have her with a therapist, and any legal counsel out there who wants to come forward and help me out, I would love that.
I will volunteer my services as an expert witness against these tyrants. And I am sure that there are attorneys out there that will support us. Please come and help these women. Please reach out to others to start this revolution and get these children unmasked.
I would just also like to say we have started a Freedom Over Fear group right there, so you can join us, and we would love, my prayer is that every parent who has a child who's suffering has a place to go and has resources and like-minded parents who are going through the same thing to unite and to go against your school boards, go against your superintendent and say no more. This is a repeated harm on our children, every single one of them. So, yes. And in conclusion, just to show God's hand in all of this, so this is a quote that I put on our Facebook group even before I knew Jim Meehan.
We just met yesterday.
It says, when children are masked, forced to breathe their own exhalations, incapable of seeing the smiles of their friends and loved ones, separated by plastic shields, and commanded to remain 6 feet apart from each other, they are not in school, they are in hell. Dr. Jim Meehan. Divine Providence there.
One follow-up to that is that God works. He's with us all the time. And he works in amazing ways. And I love how he brought these two passionate mama bears to this event. They drove 7 hours to get here. Do you think that they might be able to lead a revolution? I think they will. One thing I would like to say about your story, Emily, is that it's not your duty to prove that the masks are harming your children. It's their duty to prove that they're not causing harm. And the CDC, the NIH, not Anthony Two-Mask Fauci or any of the rest of them, they never did the safety studies. They simply did ridiculously low-level scientific studies on hamster cages and mannequins. That is not adequate. They're not protecting our children. They're protecting their own interests. So we need to push back against that, and I mean hard. Now, Kimberly, you have a similar story, and you have an amazing picture of what your daughter is actually suffering.
Yes. Hi, this is right. I am a mama bear, and the more that my Ankeny School District tries to silence me, the louder I will get. Nobody's gonna stop me from what I'm gonna do. Nobody. This is my daughter, Olivia. She suffers a mask injury, and I call it a mask injury because that's exactly what it is. She got a space rash on her face, turned into impetigo, turned into staph 4 times because we could not keep these masks off our children in school. Because even though our governor has lifted all mandates, our schools decide that they are not going to lift it off of our kids, which is wrong. Because my daughter went through this, she now has a medical exemption. When we put the medical exemption to the school, they segregated my child. They put her on the other side of the room. Not only that, my 17-year-old daughter put on her TikTok that she is advocating for her little sister. She did this on Tuesday. On Wednesday morning, before school even started, the school superintendent was on the phone with me that morning asking me, what is Michaela gonna do today with her mask? And I'm like, I don't know, what is she gonna do? And they're like, well, she needs to wear it properly or she can't come to school. So I told her, Michaela, do whatever you want. She went to school that day with her mask under her nose. You know what happened to her? She got kicked out of her class. Out of her sociology class, she got kicked out because she didn't wear her mask properly. And I'm done. And I want to say thank you to everybody here. I met Dr. Meehan. I want to say thank you to you, Clay, for letting us come up here. And I have a special announcement to make. Last night I got a call from my attorney, Alan Ostrid. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but he has agreed to represent me legally to sue Ankeny School Districts. Ladies and gentlemen, I have Olivia on the phone, and she wants to say thank you to you all. Olivia, are you there? Yes. What do you want to say, baby?
Thank you for everybody helping me take off my mask.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is who we're fighting for. That is who we're fighting for. God bless you. Join the fight. Clay Clark. This man right here, by the way, Clay Clark is a master of marketing. Many of you know this. And Clay, I'm going to put you on the spot right now. I'm going to ask you to help these ladies. Will you do that, sir?
Absolutely.
Yes, he will. I know he would.
Absolutely. What I want everybody to do, just think about this for a second, okay? How many of you know Ian Smith's story, the guy, the gym owner from New Jersey? He's at the tip of the spear, okay? And some of you, I don't understand the desire to avoid controversy. I got a technical foul in high school for throwing a ball at my own